Hello everyone, Tracy here with another scrapbooking process video. This one is called Wedding Party, and I'm going to use my Studio Calico front row kit with the matinee and popcorn add-ons. And you just saw me going through my photos, and I decided to do this wedding photo of myself, like my own wedding party. I haven't scrapbooked my wedding photos, as I think I mentioned when I did the other layout, but because I happened to do that other layout, I thought I would do a second one with some of the scraps so that the two would sort of coordinate. And there just happens to be a lot of light aqua and kind of bluey greeny colors in this kit that really seem to be good colors to go with my wedding. So I thought I'd take advantage of that and scrapbook my second wedding photo. So here I am just gathering up a couple of items from the kit that I think I might be going to use. I typically do this. I kind of pick my papers first, and then I look through the embellishments that come with the kit, and I put any aside that I think I might use, and then I put all the rest of them away. And so you'll see I have that little silver tray out, and I knew I had those blue letters from Snap as well that also came in the kit, so I wanted to pull those out. And you'll see that I've got kind of that silver tray off to the left, and then I have that candy dish that I just put up to the left as well. I do draw from my own stash as well, but I tend to start with the kit as my starting point. And so I decided to go with this Teresa Collins background paper because I love the wood grain. I love the whitewashed wood grain. And this kind of variegated colored striped paper is from Studio Calico, and it came in the kit. And then you'll see me trying to use that gold washi, which I never ended up using. I used it on the other layout, and so I was trying to kind of carry over a couple of elements. I love that vellum that you can see kind of in the background of what I'm doing right now. It's got a tiny chevron on it, and it's really, really pretty. So I wanted to make sure I use that. I just picked out a couple of clips because I wanted to kind of clip all these photos together. I mentioned in my other layout, which was called, by the way, if you want to look it up in my channel, it's called Today, Tomorrow, Forever. And so in that one I was mentioning how these pictures have been in a box in my basement for a while, and so they're kind of rounded. And so when I scrapbooked the first one, I wanted to make it kind of a casual looking kind of layout. And here I am discovering that you can't tear this waffle paper the way that I was hoping you could. So I just cut it on the edge. Yeah, so I wanted this one to be pretty casual looking too because I thought it would kind of go with the other one, kind of face to face. And so I took out that old notebook paper that I have in my, right now that tray that you see there's all my layering papers. And I thought I would use it over on the left there for some journaling, but I ended up deciding to do something different. And so then I thought about using that envelope, but it was too bright. I'm kind of trying to stay with the more subdued colors for this layout. Decided to go with the gray clip because it's kind of matches with the other colors. And now I'm just kind of showing that the other layout had a lot of that shoreline paper, not a lot, but it had little pops of color from that shoreline paper with the red on red dots. So I wanted to bring a couple of elements of that same paper into this layout. I'm not a huge fan of the really light colors, so I always like to have a couple of pops of color on a layout that has this many light pastel-y type of colors. So I'm using some heart punches there, and I'm going to use the hearts that I punched out of the paper, but I'm also using, or I tried to use the negative of it, and I'll end up using it later. So I have all my layers there the way that I want them to be, and so I'm just taking a picture with my phone so that I can get all those pieces back the way they were before. And I had some bronze thread on my sewing machine, but I wanted to use gold thread for this one just as a bit of sparkle. And so I'm sewing down the top and bottom of this main piece that's going to go straight across the middle of my layout. And I just love how that looks. And now I'm going to sew all the way around all four sides of this blue polka dotted paper. And this blue polka dot is by Pebbles. It's from the Seen and Noted. And the first paper I think I mentioned is from Studio Calico. And now this one is from Basic Gray. And they're all from the kit. So instead of outlining those papers, I just sewed around them. And now I'm just adding a couple of lines of stitches in the top left-hand corner because that's where I'm going to put a small cluster of embellishments at the end. So now I'm just going to use my phone to figure out how I had everything layered the first time. It's taken me a while here. I remember when I was scrapbooking this, I kept getting interrupted by kids and husbands and all kinds of people needing my attention. So I had to kind of keep stopping and starting again, and then I'd forget what I was doing. So I wanted the scallops to be that I punched using my Stampin' Up! Scallop border punch. I wanted those red scallops to be hidden a little bit. The top one is barely visible at all, and then the bottom one is covered up by the vellum. And so I decided to add in a doily just because it's a wedding layout, so it's nice to use a little bit of something frilly on it. I keep checking to make sure that I've got things lined up the way I wanted them. I don't always check that carefully, but I really, really like the way it was laid out before, so I wanted to make sure I got it right. These are KI Memories stickers that I used on the other layout that coordinates with this one, so I wanted to use another one of those. And the thing that I like about using this Simply Wonderful sticker is that it's going to cover some of that red scallop, which I think is just a little bit too much. And so I'm just backing this sticker with a piece of washi tape, which is what I did on the other layout. So I'm just kind of carrying that over to the second layout. And I think it's a Lawn Fawn washi tape. It's just a blue grid. And yeah, so that covers up the majority of that red border. And I really like that it's kind of peeking out. And I'm going to do the same with the love sticker, and I'm going to put that up in the top corner. Because it's backed with washi tape, it's not all that sticky, so I can still move it around. I haven't quite decided exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. So at this point, I'm going to glue down all of the parts that are definitely staying as they are. And I have my main cluster there that's just all held together with the binder clip, and I did put some glue in between some of the layers so that it mostly, it stays together pretty well between the glue and the binder clip. So now I'm trying to decide how on earth am I going to do my journaling. And so I got this, what is this called? It's the Pebbles Love You More note cards. And I got these because, well, I just got them from 2Ps because everybody seemed to have them, and I really needed some more 4x6 journaling cards for Project Life. I got sick and tired of cutting 4x6 cards, so I bought this. But there are also a lot of 3x4 cards in this, which I don't really need for Project Life. I've got tons of those. So I'm just using up some of the 3x4 ones on some layouts. So here I am. You'll see me kind of just experiment a lot. What I liked about that one that I put up at the top is that the Love Note banner is sort of the same color as the red scallops that I already put on. Here I was just experimenting with the idea of not using the washi tape under that, but because of the white border on the photo, it was not very readable without the washi tape, so I decided to use that. And then I decided to use these stickers. They are called Anywhere Thickers. And they're just naked chipboard letter stickers, and I really like the font. And then I'm using the snap letter stickers in the blue color as the next word in my title. So the title will be Wedding Party. And I'm not entirely in love with those stickers, so here I am putting them back, and I'm going to try a couple of other things, including these Basic Gray chipboard stickers which oh, I'm just putting away the wedding ones. The wedding ones are the ones that I use to spell the word wedding. They're called Anywhere. They fall off the sheet really easily, so I had to put them away before they got too messy. This is just too gray. It's too much of the same. I need a smaller font for the word party in order for it to fit with the journaling that I have planned for that little XO Pebbles card that's tucked in underneath the word wedding. So now I took out some Prima letter stickers and some other ones, and then I just went back to the snap ones that came with the kit. So now I just made a tiny little mark with my pencil so I'd know where my journaling needs to go on this Pebbles card. And I'm just doing my journaling. And it is going to be partially hidden, but it's hidden by vellum, and so you can actually read it even when it's tucked in. And I wanted the XOXO, even though that card is actually upside down, so it says OXOX. I just liked the placement of the O's and X's there, so I just made it be upside down so that you could see the O's and X's, and I wanted party to come right up to them, so I had to kind of figure out my spacing for that. That's where using the wax paper really comes in handy. So now I'm almost ready to commit, and this is something that I heard of on the paper clipping roundtable. So one of the guests, I think it was one of the new videos, I don't know because they're not videos, one of the new podcasts. I don't know because I listen to one old and one new every week. But one of the guests said that she uses one of these boxes for doing her sprays. I have not given up my cake box yet, my giant, messy, horrible cake box, but it is a real mess and it's terrible in my scrapbook. It's always getting kicked and bumped and moved places. So if this works for me, I'm gonna definitely use this box because it just closes up all nice and neat, and I stick it under my workspace, and I really love the idea of it. I hope it works as well in real life as it seems like it would. So we'll see. I've used it a couple times now and I'm liking it so far. There are pros and cons about it. So there you just see me using the negative space from one of those Martha Stewart punches, and then I'm going to bring down some of the punched hearts from it. And I used that polka dot paper from Pebbles, but then I also used the shoreline paper, which is almost the same color, but I wanted to have two different colors of the blue hearts just for a little bit more interest, so that's why I did that. So the hearts that I used are actually from the shoreline paper, so half of them are the red side showing and half of them are the blue side showing, but the negative space is from the Pebbles Seen and Noted paper, if that makes any sense. So here's the final product. You get to see that top cluster with the sprinkles. I use Heidi Swapp Chartreuse white, and I think I used warm calico on there as well. And so now you get to see the layers and the pretty gold thread. I am loving sewing with gold thread. I did a card with one. It turned out so nice. So thanks for watching, guys. You'll get to see some of the photos at the end. So thanks so much for watching.